The inbound to DeMar just went off his foot. He kind of looked like he lifted his head up a little too quick. I mean, was he going to play make on that, or was it his
Yeah,
call?
we had some action with him with the ball in his hands, some screening actions. The screening part, I want to look at it on film. I think we could have done a better job of screening for him coming off. It forced his catch out a little bit. I didn't have a great view from where I was at on the pass or the angle of the pass. He certainly, it looked like he would have caught it inside of half court, but obviously I saw it obviously whoever's hands are out of bounds, but his back was to me when he caught it. But I think he got forced out a little bit higher. We could have, I think, done a better job screening to help on the inbounds pass.
It's his option on that then to.
We had different movement and screening actions once he got it, because it was a situation where I think we were down maybe 3 at that point, 18 seconds. So there was, 3-point shot on as well as, something to go to the basket or a quick two, just more of a read the defense kind of situation.
What about the previous possession where DeMar got that drive and Zion came over? Might have been some contact, but did you like that look and that
I thought a couple
action?
times there on just moving around matchups and stuff. I think that we could have balanced the floor a little bit better than we did in some situations. I think we got the floor overloaded a few times for him. It needed to be flat a little bit more. But, obviously, I thought for a period of time I thought some pretty good execution. We gave DeMar room to get downhill. He got to the rim. He, got in front of the rim quite a bit. There was a couple of them where I think we could have done a better job spacing-wise for him.
And you guys kept Ingram pretty quiet for 3 quarters, and in that fourth, it looked like they were just trying to get the right switch on him, and he's obviously a great player. What did you see defensively with him?
Yeah, I thought the one play was tough. I know Alex was on him one time. It looked like he had kind of pushed off to create a little separation. He made that step back. The one shot I thought was pretty well guarded, and I think it went up. He kind of came back through. We did not certainly get a very good bounce there. The other ones, he just kind of shot over us on those.
You guys have struggled a little bit in close games real late now. Do you think there's a common thread between that, or is it just kind of different every time in your mind?
Yeah, I don't know. I think at least going back, to the Toronto game, it was rebounding. We gave up 11 offensive rebounds. Last year I think we were third in the league, in closing out games. So I think these are opportunities for us to get better from and learn from. But I can't sit there and say it's been one thing. One of the things that I thought hurt us, in San Antonio and in Washington was turnovers on the fast break. And our turnovers, hurt us tonight. One of the plays I thought was big. We had an underneath at a bounce play that we just the ball got inbounded and we weren't even organized well enough, and we tried to throw the ball out and it got stolen. Like, those things can't happen. They just can't happen. We got to be able to inbound the ball, even if you don't get a shot off the underneath out of bounds. Just got to be able to get it inbounds. Those points matter. But I think there's some things that we can get better at. But some of the end of game stuff has been a variety of a few things that have kind of come back to bite us a little bit.
Looks here after 6 games off.
I didn't think he started great, I'm sure, which is totally normal with all the rust and not being able to play competitively. I think the only thing he did contact-wise was today after shoot-around. I thought his second stint in the second half was really good. I thought he gave that group got some pretty good energy. I just didn't think in the third quarter we started really, really well. I think when he got in there and Goran came in there and Alice came in there, I think we were down by maybe 11, and we kind of got back control or got back in the game. But I thought his second stint was really positive.
Were you happy with the shot selection down the stretch?
Yeah, for the most part, DeMar got to him. The one shot that he missed there, I thought that the spacing, like I said, just my initial reaction on the play could have been a little bit better for him. But he got to some good areas. We got downhill. We got in front of the rim. I liked where he was getting the ball. They made jump shots over us, whereas I thought we were getting downhill. Give Ingram credit. He made a lot of big ones. But the one that I think DeMar missed, that's the one I want to really see the spacing on, because I just didn't feel from the bench it was great for him. But I don't know that 100%. I want to see the film.
Did you want to see if Vucevic hit the 2 threes? Did you want to see him at least get a touch somewhere down the stretch?
Yeah, what you're trying to do, I think, in that situation, Sam, is the ball found him. You know what I mean? And on both those plays. And I think some of our spacing coming late game, I think we can get better at. I think those 2 plays where the ball was driven and the floor was open and we were able to drive and kick. There was a few times, I think, where DeMar got in there, and I don't know if our spacing was good enough to get those kind of kickouts. But the ball found Vooch, and certainly he is. I think mentioned to you guys before the game, has shot the ball well from behind the line. But with better spacing to go to DeMar, he's a good enough playmaker. He makes those passes. And I thought Zach made a great pass out on the baseline drive, and the ball got kind of swung to him. So it's hard for those things to happen if your spacing's not great. If our spacing's great, I think, there's opportunities for the ball to be driven and to find him.
Not that it affected the game, but what do you make of DeMar's technical skills? I mean, it's not a huge number, but it's up there among the league leaders.
My feeling is just being there close onto the situation. There's fouls that need to be called that are not being called. And I think what ends up happening sometimes, and I've had some guys that are high volume guys that get fouled. Like Kevin Russell Westbrook for 4 years. I mean, he was a guy that got fouled a lot, and sometimes those guys that score like that are high foul guys, a lot of times those calls aren't made. And I do think that he's getting hit, on certain situations. I'm not saying they're all shooting fouls, but, and I think what ends up happening is over a period of time, and I'm speaking for DeMar, I don't know if he feels this way, but, it's when you feel like there's calls being missed and you're getting hit, after a while, I think that kind of builds up. And that would be my response to that. And I think that, he regathered himself, but I think there is times where he's going in there and you can see clearly there's contact. And, I think he could get calls. Official's not going to be perfect. He's not going to get every single call. But I think a lot of times when guys are high-volume free throw shooters and have been high-volume free throw shooters, generally more often than not, those guys should probably even be going to the line even more, because they are high-volume guys and there's going to be missed calls.
What do you think of Patrick's defense tonight? I mean, it looked like he was really active on Zion and Brandon Ingram, a couple possessions on McCollum. Got 4 blocks. What did you think of him?
I thought he was really good. I thought he did a really good job in the first half. I thought the second half he could have been a little bit better. I think we were bringing double teams to Zion. He has spinned out of him a couple times, and he kind of got around Patrick, and maybe he could have held him up a little bit more, so we could have got help there. But overall, I thought he competed and did some good things against him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Shot clock is open.